I feel like my wife knew the coronavirus was coming when she decorated our living room.
Good morning, guys. Live from my kitchen. It is Friday, March 20th, which I believe is the fourth day of DP's home improvement workouts during COVID-19. Hopefully the quarantine is treating everybody well. Still getting that work in. Today, I guess it's Wednesday right now. I just hit Wednesday's workout on my back deck as the sun was coming up, and I figured while I was moving around and I was thinking about it, I would just go ahead and rip through Friday's workout with you guys. So it's Friday, March 20th. Usually, at the gym we, have a partner WOD on Fridays, but under the circumstances today, everybody's going to be riding solo. Still a lot of volume though in this Metcon. If you're watching this video, you probably already had a chance to read through what we're doing today. But for those of you that haven't, the Metcon today, it's 2 rounds. We've got 70 front rack lunges, 70 deadlifts, 40 shoulder to overhead, and then we're going to do a buyout after those 2 rounds of 300 double unders or 500 single unders, depending on what your fitness level is with the jump rope. Now, the way that Daniel has this written is just going to be with a backpack. I think a lot of you have been doing that this week, just throwing a bunch of shit in the backpack to weigh it down, and then running through the programming is written from there. But if you were able to go into the Cove and grab a couple of dumbbells or even just one dumbbell, I'm going to take us through here before we hit this thing on what I'm looking for if you're using just movement standards for using a backpack, using 1 dumbbell, using 2 dumbbells, whatever it is, whatever equipment that you have. We're certainly going to be able to get a good workout in, and I'll make sure that everybody knows exactly what they need to do there. So the way it's written, though, 2 rounds, 70 front rack lunges, 70 deadlifts, 40 shoulder to overhead, just like any other style workout like this, unless Daniel puts some sort of asterisk in there about dropping dumbbells, dropping backpacks. You can split up reps however you want, however he wants to word it. None of that today. So how it's going to be ran through is all 70 front rack lunges before you move on to your 70 deadlifts, and then you can move on to your 40 shoulder to overhead, and we will rip through that once again once we're done the first round, and then hit our buyout on the jump rope. So stay with me here. We'll go through a warm-up. I'm going to let you hit this workout on your own, and then obviously if you want to come back once you're all done to do a little cool down, I'll create a little video to make sure we're all cooled down, stretched out after you're all done as well. So stand by. All right, so before we start our warm-up, let's talk through standards real quick. First piece of equipment that I'm going to go through is if you're using a weighted backpack for this workout. So as you can see, I've got my baby bump here ready to go. She weighs in about 30 pounds. So I'm going to show you each movement, front rack lunge, what we're looking for, deadlifts, and then your shoulder to overhead if you're using a backpack. So front rack lunge, backpack is going to be worn just right out in front of you, and exactly what we do with front rack lunges with a dumbbell, a barbell. You're going to step forward. We're going to squat down so your back knee touches the floor, and then we're going to press back up to standing in the middle. That's your front rack lunge. So you got 35 each side, total of 70. We'll just alternate legs as we go. If you need to rest there, I'd recommend just leaving this thing in place, especially if it's pretty heavy and cumbersome to get off. I would just maybe put your hands around the straps just to take the weight off you for a second while you're resting. Your deadlifts, we're going to hold the top and the bottom of your backpack. And a conventional deadlift, we're going to hold the top and the bottom, take it down to touch the floor, and then back up to standing. Touch the floor, and then back up to standing. We got 70 of those. Chances are you probably will have to set the backpack down, working in a set of 70. After that, we've got 40 shoulder to overhead. If any of you have ever watched events at CrossFit Regionals or the Games, You see a lot of team workouts have this piece of equipment called the worm, which essentially is just like this big, long sandbag that like a big team will move back and forth. They'll squat it with it on their shoulder just in one big line. They'll press it up overhead. We're going to try our shoulder to overhead like that today, just alternating reps as we go to make it a little bit easier to move around back and forth, since it is a little awkward. So how that's going to work, you're going to take your backpack up to your shoulder. You can start on whatever side that you want. You guys can use your legs to drive that thing up overhead however you want. You can strict press it, you can push press it, whatever works. But we'll get a little bend in the legs, at least I'm gonna. From there, we'll take it up overhead, drive, and then I'm gonna put it down on the other one, catch, soften the blow with my knees bent, and then I'm gonna drive right back up over again, back and forth, up overhead, for a total of 40 reps. So it'll be 20 on each side. Split those up however you need to as well. I know it's going to be a little awkward, but that's a nice, little twist that we can put on this thing today that we really don't get to play around with much at the gym, is that odd object up overhead. So play around with that and let us know what you think. All right, now we're going to go through options if you have one dumbbell. So if you're normally an RX athlete at the gym, whenever you're slinging around one dumbbell, like a dumbbell snatch, whatever we're doing, chances are you probably got like a 50-pound dumbbell at the Cove, a 35-pound dumbbell, or 35, 25, whatever. If you have one dumbbell for this workout, your front rack lunges, we're going to hold them from a goblet position. Same thing, forward and back, total of 70. So we'll switch those to a goblet lunge. We're improvising here at home, so if that's just not your jam, that's not what you want to play around with, we can always just do kind of a hold on one shoulder, back and forth, just let it rest, and you can switch shoulders halfway through. Again, just the fact that you're even getting any work in at all during this time is awesome. So whatever you want to do there is cool. Your deadlifts, if you have one dumbbell here, I'm going to ask that you be very careful. We're going to hold the heads of the dumbbells like so on each side. It's still going to be a conventional deadlift, but I do want you to stop yourself before you get to the floor so you're not bashing your fingers against the floor. So same type of hinge. We're going to go down, come to where we're just hovering above the ground, and then we're going to stand right back up. Your shoulder to overhead. Any way you want to do it, strict press, push jerk, whatever. But I'm going to recommend that we go 5 on one side and then 5 on the other. Total of 40, so we'll do 5 here, rip, right back down to the shoulder, push, and right back down to the shoulder. And we'll switch every 5, going back and forth until we hit 40. Now we're going to go through options if you have 2 dumbbells. I would not recommend using 250s, 235s, 270s. I'd recommend you take your weights down here just a little bit in terms of how heavy you're going, just because of the volume that we have. So if you're using 2 dumbbells, your front rack lunges, it's going to be those open style lunges that we did last week whenever you couldn't drop your dumbbells. It was the second set of lunges that we did. So up in the front rack position, make sure that you've got your hands on these things if you're going to rest those dumbbells on your shoulders. If you want to put them back up into that front rack position and let the one head of the dumbbell just rest up on your traps, totally good there too, however you want to do it. Those are kind of your 2 options, even if you want to have one head of the dumbbell resting here and the other out here. I think that's stupid, but if you want to do it that way, that's fine. Just as long as you've always got your fingers somewhere around those handles, and again, lunge forward, lunge back. Your dumbbell deadlifts, if you're using 2 dumbbells here, you're going to take one head of the dumbbell down to the floor. Make sure that one head of the dumbbell touches, and then we're going to come back up. So maybe I can give you a little bit better feel. Down to where one head of the dumbbell hits the floor, and then stand all the way back up. Shoulder to overhead is going to be the same deal here. Right down to the shoulder, dip, drive, for all 40. So again, 70, 70, 40. I mean, if you're going really heavy with 2 dumbbells, you might want to carve out like an hour of your day to get this thing done because it's going to take you a while. So I'd recommend if you're using 2 dumbbells, let's try to go a little bit lighter. All right, now we're going to go through our warm-up for this Metcon. First thing I want you to do before you even come back to your computer screen or phone, just to get everything moving around, depending on whether you got a driveway or flight of stairs at your house, hopefully you have one or the other, either flight of stairs or driveway. I want you to do 10 round trips, just running. So if you've got a flight of stairs, I want 10 up and downs, just to get things moving around. If you've got a driveway, I want you to run down from your garage or your front door to the end of the driveway and back. 10 round trips, either driveway or flight of stairs. Go and come back. Next part of the warm-up, we're going to go through 2 rounds real quick of 10 good mornings, 8 air squats, 6 side lunges or Cossack squats, and then 4 vertical jumps. We're just going to jump up in the air as high as we can. If you're in like your kitchen like I am, or your living room, basement, see if you can jump up, touch the ceiling. So 2 rounds. We'll start with 10 good mornings. And I'll go through this with you just so we can stay on track together. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Then we've got 8 air squats. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 6 side lunges. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then we got our 4 vertical jumps. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now we got 10 good mornings. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 8 air squats. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 6 side lunges. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then 4 vertical jumps. 1, 2, 3, 4. Next part, go ahead and give me 10 big arm circles going forward. Gonna go 10 going backward. We'll go 10 bear hugs, just alternating arms. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. From there, go ahead and pull down on your tricep. And then back to the other. Good. Next part of the warm-up, just going to be static in place. We're going to go with a perfect lunge on the right side. Just go ahead and take that right knee out. Try to get your forearms down towards the floor if you can. Take that right hand on the inside, put it up towards the ceiling, and then take it back down to the floor. Good. From there, shoot your hips back. Right leg will be out in front. We'll go into a hamstring stretch. Good. From there, take it into pigeon on the right side. Good. From there, let's go ahead and push up into a pike. Pass your head up through the window. Pedal your feet back and forth. Stretch out your calves. And then we're going to do the same thing on the other side. Go ahead and lunge forward with your left leg. We'll go perfect lunge. Try to take that left arm up towards the ceiling. And then back down. Go ahead and shoot back into a hamstring stretch. I'm just waiting for the dog to come down and attack me on the floor. Can't believe I've gotten this lucky so far. And then we'll take that one into pigeon. Good. Then we got one more piece. Last part of the warm-up here, and again, I'm going to do it with you so we can stay on track. Anything else you need to do on your own, totally cool. But we're going to go 6 body weight lunges. So right leg out in front. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. After that, we're going to do 6 bootstraps. So go ahead and hinge into a hamstring stretch. Down under your feet, get into a deep squat. And then right back up into that hamstring stretch. That's 1. Down. 2. 3. 4. 5. And 6. Once you're done those bootstraps, we're going into 6 jumps over your backpack or your dumbbell. So whatever you have to use today, we're just going to go 6 jumps over that thing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. After that, pick up your backpack or your dumbbell, whatever you guys are using today. Go ahead and get it in that front rack position that you're going to use for the Metcon, and go ahead and give me 6 lunges. So give me a second to grab your things into that front rack position. Give me 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Whatever you're going to be using, again, 1 dumbbell, 2 dumbbells, a backpack. I want you to grab it just like we talked about with standards before, and go ahead and give me 6 deadlifts. So once you've got it in your hands, hinge forward and give me 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Last piece. Backpack, 1 dumbbell, 2 dumbbells, whatever you're going to use. Get up into that front rack position or just on one side and give me 6 shoulder to overhead. So again, if that's the backpack, we're going worm style. So dip, drive up over, alternating as we go. If you got 1 dumbbell, dip and drive 5 on each side before we go to the next. And if you got 2 dumbbells, we dip, drive, all at the same time. So go ahead and give me 6 of them. We'll say 1, 2, 3, and if I've got 1 dumbbell, I'm going to switch and go 1, 2, 3 for a total of 6. All right, everybody's going to move at a little bit different pace on this thing, so I'm going to let you hit it on your own. And if you guys want to come back, do a little cool down. I'll do a couple quick stretches once you're all set. But again, 2 rounds: 70 front rack lunges, 70 deadlifts, 40 shoulder to overhead, 2 rounds, and then you're going to buy out with 300 double unders or 500 single unders, depending on what your fitness level is with the jump rope. But again, just remember, we go all 70 front rack lunges into 70 deadlifts into 40 shoulder to overhead. We don't split up those reps. We just go through it as it's written. Can't move on to the next station until you're done the previous one. Good luck. Oh my God, that was so hard. I can't believe we did it together. Cool down. We're going to start. Just give yourself enough open space here. I want everybody to lay down flat on the ground. I would do it myself, but the computer angle is kind of tough for me to show you on the floor here. Lay down flat on your back. I'll give you a second to do that. Once you're laying down flat on your back, I want you to pull your right knee up into your chest when you're laying flat on your back, and then kick it across your body. Just stretching out into your butt cheek, your hip. Just go ahead and relax there for a minute. And then we're going to go ahead and switch sides. So we'll go left knee into your chest, kick it across while laying down on the ground. Good. Then from there, you're going to sit your butt down on the floor. We'll sit all the way up, feet out in front of you. Go ahead and hinge forward. Try to grab your ankles while just sitting on your butt with your feet out flat in front of you. Try to grab your ankles. Good. Once you're done there, go ahead and lay down on your stomach or your chest. When you're laying down flat, I want both arms out like a T beside you. When you're in that position, go ahead and kick your left leg around the back of you so you can really feel a big stretch on the inner part of your shoulder and your chest. Go ahead and open that up on the right side. And then from there, go ahead and switch to the left. So your left arm will be out beside you. Kick that right leg around the back. Again, to feel a big stretch in your chest and the inside part of your shoulder. Good, and then after that, the last thing I want you to do is come to your hands and knees. Going to take your arms out in front of you, and we'll go into a deep child's pose. Staying in that child's pose, go ahead and walk your hands out to the left. And give me a big pull. And then walk them out to the right. Give me a big pull. And relax. Awesome. After that, guys are good to go. Go ahead and stick around, I guess, for programming tomorrow on Saturday. You're not going anywhere, so what else are you going to do?